Good afternoon, lovely ones. Richard, thank you for First Love. Thanks for being here. I'm not really sure how many people are going to show up today because it's Cinco de Mayo. I don't really celebrate. I would imagine the Mexican people are going banana cakes because they beat the French, but I know so little about it. Ben Bacon Bits. Hello, Ben Bacon Bits. Welcome, welcome. Today is by 2026. It is a glorious day here in New England. The temperature, give me a second. I did look it up and I saw the number and then it's like a brain fart. It just escaped. Um, come on. I'm looking up everybody's location but mine. All right, hold please. Thank you. 75 degrees. And it's been up to 80, I think, almost. So really nice. Hi, honey, I'm home. Elizabeth is here. Hi, Elizabeth. Yes, Elizabeth, my hair's getting long. And look, honey, you inspired me. I'm going gray, girl. I'm going gray. I'm letting my natural silver come on through. So I'm really happy about it. My hairdresser thinks that by September I'll be completely gray. Yeah, I know. Um, so enchiladas to you. Enchiladas to you. I hate to say this, but I don't think I've ever had an enchilada. I have a very narrow repertoire of food, Mexican food. So one of these days, I'm just going to branch out and start exploring at my local Mexicali. That's the closest one we have here where I live. Some really good stuff. Mish is in the house. Hello, Mish. Welcome. Lovely to see you. I hope that the temperature is, pleasant for everybody. I got to tell you, it's perfect to go along with today's topic, but it fills my soul. It really is just. Isn't this violating someone's parole? Oh, someone's going to have to explain that to me. But anyway, so it is a couple of minutes into our live, and I'm tickled pink that you guys are here. Troublemakers. Oh, there's a lot of troublemakers, Ben. The blessings of this community is we have so many sassy pants. I love it. You all make me laugh. You all make me feel good. You all fill my spirit. New York Devs is in the house. Whoop, whoop. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see you guys. I really didn't think anybody would show because I figured you'd all be at a pub or something or a Mexican restaurant, tipping back a few. My full moon reader, I hyped a couple of videos and hey, everyone, you did? Thank you. My cup runneth over. So, most everybody knows, and yeah, Elizabeth can chime in. Anyone that, you're making burritos for dinner, everybody to Debs. May it's about fertility. And think about it, right? I'm going to go back and use all of my gardening things. Spring rites, planting season begins. I'm thankfully you can't really see my hands because I've been in the garden and putting my hands in the dirt, in the soil. I just couldn't scrub them clean, and I'm like, who's going to care? But the days are longer, and that's fantastic in a way. The only negative is the dogs are very confused. They're like, wait a minute. We've had 3 walks and we might get a 4th. And mommy's usually in bed by now. And why are we still up and walking outside? I'm like, I know, I know. Um, and it's kind of, if you think about it, right, it's like that emotional thawing, even physical thawing, because my house has been an ice box up until a day ago, 2 days ago. It's like our hearts open because the sun is out longer, the days are longer, even if it's cloudy, even if it's rainy, the days are longer. You see things growing out of the earth. And Karen Suki's in the house. Hello, Karen Suki. Um, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed it, right? All the dandelions are peppering fields of green before anyone's mowed. And one of my next door neighbors, she intentionally plants dandelions. So she has, it's kind of an alleyway between my house and hers. My backyard abuts her side yard. And she and her girls last year transplanted a lot of dandelions, and it's the sea of yellow, and the bees are having a great time. And I created, speaking of, you know, encouraging fertility, I put a couple of dishes filled with water and rocks so the bees can have their water and the fairies. And the birds have been using the bird bath and splashing. I'm hysterical. It's like I got a whole comedy show in my backyard. The birds are dive bombing each other. There's a lot of something, something going on, and a lot of bird eggs are being created, if you know what I mean. Um, Lots of sexy in my backyard. And I'm just looking at my two chuckleheads. They're passed out right now. I had them running around and I let them off leash on the street with the kids. And there's some new additional kids in the neighborhood. Um, and they are running everyone ragged. My dogs are running from them, but so May's, I don't know. For me, it's unfolding. It's no longer the new year, right? We're past January. We're past February and March, which are, we're honing what we want our year to be. We're in the throes of winter in most of the world. In the US, some people have different seasons. You are a little bit warmer during the year than I am. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. One more. I'm so sorry. And I should have muted. I didn't even think about it. And thank you. And for me, energetically, I think most people, but I'm starting to feel like I can show up. It's this pull towards creating beauty for me. So I'm planting my daylilies. I'm getting my strawberries ready to go into their egg crates so I can start to grow my strawberries. I've watched a couple of videos on growing tomatoes upside down, and so I need somebody that has a tool bit that I don't even know how to say the name, but it drills a hole in plastic. So maybe somebody here might. I'm starting to feel like I'm shutting down. Mish, we got to talk then. Let me help you open up, unless you need to shut down. So let me take that back, Mish. Maybe you need to rest, go inward and rest, and then you will blossom when it is time for you to blossom. This isn't on everybody's timetable, right? I'm really, this is my experience, and May is a beautiful month for me. It's my favorite month. It's my birthday month. It's unfortunately the anniversary of my dad is next Friday, that he's been gone a year, which is still shocking. This weekend, his sister, my dad's sister, is hosting a very small gathering for him in honor of him. I'm going, but it's a little complicated. And anyway, I don't want to get into it. Um, so I think um, Dremel. What's Dremel? Dremel. I don't know what that is. All right, now I have to look it up because I don't know what that word means. Hold, please, everybody. Oh, for goodness sake, is Dremel. Oh, a Dremel. Okay. They didn't call it that in the DIY, but I'll take it. Yes, it puts holes in the bottom of the plastic containers. I'm thinking, I see. I got you, Karen. I'm with you. I got you guys. Thank you. Um, well, I hope it's not hate energy. I think the hate energy is, and we need to acknowledge it because there's hateful stuff in this world. I'm not going to get political, but it is political. As humans, as intuitives, as empaths, as men, as women, we are being assaulted every day with verbiage, actions that are meant to break us apart. It's meant to create, is it discord? Um, it's meant to do that. It's meant to separate us and keep us against each other so that we're focusing in on what I would call the wrong things. So this is a Teresa thing. But when someone says, "Oh, look over here, and look what they're doing over here," but they don't want you looking over here. So you're looking over here and you're like, "Oh, that bing, they just zinged you." Right? It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. I'm just going back to I wish I had one, Mish. Deb says we can feel it and been out. I'm squinting. Where are my glasses? Using it as a headband. We can feel it and beam out love right back at it. Exactly. And I think for me, that's what May is. I can picture myself standing out there. There used to be this company that created posters that a lot of office buildings had with sayings that would inspire sort of teamwork. And I remember that on this mountain peak, there was a person, it looked like a woman, standing on the top, arms outstretched. And I forget what the saying was, but that when I feel like I have darkness and I feel frustrated, I'm literally opening up my arms and spreading out and just going, I just need to shove some light. I need to shove some light because the darkness for me creates depression. It creates this sense that there's no purpose and there's the fight's out, and I don't want to be small, and I don't want my voice to be taken away. Look, the people that negative elements go for are the light workers. Everyone here on this channel right now is a light worker. You're attracted to light, Light, and we push away the negative, but we also absorb it because of our ability to see things from other people's perspective. Mish says destructive energy, selfish energy, deflective energy, and it's strong. Yes, divisive. Absolutely. Richard says, I picked up 2 of them when my former employer flamed out, and we split some things that had no real sell value. Oh, I love those so much, Richard. My favorite's the iceberg on the water and then underneath. And I always saw myself as what was underneath. I loved it. I should look for it and post it. I don't know if I would get dinged for it, but oh, well, I'm not making any money, so I guess I can't get dinged. Um, Mish says, I love that, and that is the attitude we need. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Um, the old observe and not absorb. Yeah, and I think that comes with age, that comes with forgiveness. It comes with seeing people for who they really are, right? Because, whether it's in the cards that you read or in the readings that you receive, um, in the prayers that you send out into the world, it's not easy to keep ourselves afloat. What made me stay afloat for so many decades was I was always caring for people. I put out, I projected out. Now that I have to project in, I struggle. It's difficult for me to say I have value too. Take care of you, Teresa. And May is that it's a rebirth for me. I'm watching everything come to life. I'm watching my tulips come up. I'm watching my daffodils come up. I'm watching the hostas either bursting out of the earth or some of them are almost full with their leaves. I have bleeding hearts, pink, white, and like a fuchsia. Oh, my gravy. So beautiful. And it literally fills my heart with so much joy. And I've been talking about joy. Where can you find it in the littlest of moments? And then my two wiggle butts when I walk, they have a whole group of big dogs that we were hanging out with last night in the dog park. And normally they don't like big dogs, right? Because they're very overwhelming. But there were so many of them that they could pay attention to each other that my dogs weren't like prey for humping into the ground. And hang on, there's some thumbs up here. Mitch says, I have 200 plus attachments for mine and about 6 Dremels. Holler at me later. Okay, I want a Dremel. Deb says, consider the source, and I actually pity the negative ones. Yes. What happens when we run out of our muchness? I almost feel like that is the message I'm supposed to be sharing. Muchness. I like that, says Ben. Yes. It's a good word, muchness. Deb says we can barely get seeds to pop. Not enough sun yet. Rain. Yes. Oh, I get it. I mean, and we're going to have rain for the next couple of days. So, and we have some tremendous winds happening, but I don't care. It's the process. For me, it's just the process. And I think if we wanted to frame the month, right? What part of me, Teresa, is ready to be seen? What part of me wants to open? Am I strong enough to come forward? And these are the questions I have to ask myself. And my journaling prompts, I literally think about those and I tap into, you know, um, Google searches and ChatGPT because I put in my thought and they help me sometimes create or find those quotes. Um, oh, what is it? Rumi always has the best quotes. It just, and they hit me in the right place. And I think, that the act of journaling, and do I have my journal here? Is this my journal? No, this is my other journal, but not that journal. Is this one? Yes, because I'm running out of pages. So I literally only fill small pieces. I don't write pages and pages and pages. I think we've talked about journaling before and what it means. And, taking pictures someday with, a camera. I've voice recorded a few things. It really helps jumpstart your thought. It doesn't mean that it's going to mean the same thing to you, right? I could say blossoming, for today's journaling prompt. And for you, it might mean something totally different, but then you go off on a different tangent. You might write the word blossoming and then say, I have no freaking idea what blossoming is, but let me tell you what else happened today. And it may be in the same vein or not, but it's just to help spark something in journaling, right? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She tagged my live video for daily journaling prompts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Clint's in the house. Hello, Clint. Clint has a birthday in May as well, everybody. His is coming up, and he and Jimena are going to do a big show. Big show, big show. Mish says, I think I need chains at this point, like Andromeda before the Kraken. I am not strong enough to pause. Girl, let it loose, let it fly. um, I, and that's the other thing with singing, right? For me, belting it out, not in tune, is one of those things that it's vibrational. Oh, we hear it in our voice. The vibrations. We've talked about chanting. I just didn't get a lot of people very interested in the idea of us doing a chant. So I do it on my own. And I sing on my own. And I've shared with everybody here. I know I don't see Cromel here, but Ben is here and he knows I love to sing. I just don't have the right words. So I channel that into, well, what the hell am I feeling? And the other day, there was a lot of F-bombs that I was dropping, not in a bad way. It was just like fuck-a-doodle-doo and a couple of other things that came up that just cracked me up. And I thought to myself, if anyone is watching me while I'm with the dogs in the dog park, singing a whole bunch of songs that you know the tunes to. I just made up the words because I couldn't remember. If you guys go back to the 70s, am I going to be able to get the do 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 do. All right. Anyway, it's all night long. Anybody know what does it spark anything for anybody? It's like a lowrider song. Anyway, I'm in the dog park with the two chuckleheads that are not listening to me, and I start singing a version of that with the tune. Oh yeah, good. See, so that's it's like do 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 do. And all I can think about is Cheech and Chong. So maybe it was in one of their movies at some point, and they open up the windows and push comes out clouds of smoke, if you know what I mean. So lowrider pickers. Yeah, I know, girl. So Eagles all night long. Anyway, I just take these songs, right? And I blossom them into something else, and it brings me joy and it lightens my heart. I know that it's been a year since I lost my dad, but I got to tell you, I'm not in the same grieving space. I don't know if it's because hold on, I'm going to sneeze this time. I'm going to pause it. Woo, came from the depths of my soul. I'm at peace, and maybe because I made peace with my dad and I forgave him. I'm assuming he forgave me. I don't even know if he knew that he wanted to forgive me, if there was something in his mind that he felt like he had to forgive me. But I had peace with my dad when he left. Yes, it was different than my mom. My mom still hurts me every moment of every day, and I think about her nonstop. I don't have the same thing with my dad. It doesn't mean I didn't love him as much and as deeply. But when my hands are in the dirt, because he was a huge gardener, I got that love from him, and he's with me the whole time. when I'm planting pansies, which was always the first flower. He's like, "I got my pansies." And, he was planting his pansies, and I would say, "Dad, I got my pansies." "Oh, what are you wasting your money for?" You got to picture a Bronx, New York accent when he does it, but um, it's it's the it's good memories. So I'm not as sad. Now it may spank me on the 15th and I might just go down, but I'm not putting that out into the universe. I plan on having some candles. I have this paper which is not here with me, but it's specific paper that I got from Amazon that you can write something on and then burn it. Um, and it flits in the air and it just poof. And I liked it because it goes poof, literally it goes poof, and it's gone. Let me just check the comments. That's motivation song for me. Yes, Deb. That's how I feel about my music, my writing, and being able to put it into melodies I can share. Priceless. Absolutely. And I don't know if I sent you something or not, but I have it saved in one of my folders, Mish, because it combined the music was adorable and cute and sweet, and the words were wonderful, but it was the video. All I could think of was you and your creations. So I'll send it to you. Um, Ben said, "You're so much more proper than me. I let it fly at my scream when I am not on camera." Well, yes. Karen says, "I lost both my parents in May, also 17 years apart." Wow. Yeah. Mom and I were much closer than dad. Yeah, Karen. And it's Mother's Day. And look, I'm still a daughter who misses her mom. And I recently heard somebody and she was bad mouthing her mom. And this is Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama. Because it's her story. It's her journey. And I don't know what she's gone through with her mom. But I just wanted to scream, grab her, hold her, hug her, love her, tell her how you feel, but you're going to miss her when she's gone. So, whatever, Um, it's it is what it is. As Popeye said, I am what I am. So, um, so when we think about this archetype, right, of blossoming, that's what May is. Is there anything that one of you, is there a part of you that's ready to be seen? Is there something about you that wants to open? January was grounding. February was opening. March, clearing. And then last month was emergence. And again, I was using my gardening theme. Ben says conversations with Christy's daughter is named Dolly. And I keep telling her to buy a little stuffed llama. Oh, you're so funny. That's hysterical, Ben. So when we think about May blossoming, it's the first visible expression of my inner work. I am bursting out of the earth, creeping out of the like nothing's easy. It's like a butterfly, right? They're breaking out of that cocoon. It's a freaking exhausting job to break out of that cocoon. Dalai's llama. Ha ha ha. My chat. I love my chat. So when we think about this, flowers, they don't just automatically bloom, right? Because they're pushed out of the earth. They bloom because of everything that supports them. And that's what you guys do for me. I get to bloom because you show up. You show up. And that fills my cup. And that helps me push my stubborn boundaries. So what's the one thing that nourishes your growth right now? And oh, I love you too. I really do. I really do. I love you guys. You guys are part of my like um decades ago. Well, not too many decades ago. I had a conversation with my therapist, and we used a round table. And she said, "So who do you see sitting around your round table?" And I would choose each one of you guys to sit at my round table. Cromel is in the house. Hi, Cromel. I hope you're doing okay. We talked about you knowing that I don't sing the lyrics right. You missed it. You would have known the tune, but I can't go back and sing it. Um, but I'm curious, what one thing nourishes your growth right now? Just put it out there. I'm hearing very heavy breathing. Where did he go? Someone's spread eagle on my his undercarriage. He's splayed out on the floor. I had taken them outside, and so he's a little overheated. So this was what he did. He flattened out. I'm like, I love these dogs. Um, so where are you in your personal blooming cycle? Are you budding? Are you opening? Are you in full bloom? Are you pruning? Are you redirecting? Um, Let me see. Hang on. Yep, flowers until some shoot things at you that you did like they did Spock. I remember that episode. Oh my god. Do I remember that episode? It was like a green mist, right, Ben? Let's see. The spores. Yes, Mr. Bits. Love that episode. I didn't feel like it, Jim. Wow, that's some good memory, Karen Suki. You guys are funny. So blossoming from what I know, really, it requires being seen, right? Growth that stays hidden never becomes embodied. And so for me, it's being vulnerable. Blossoming is being vulnerable. Blossoming is acknowledging that community is important. I can't do everything alone. And yes, I am warrior woman. And yes, I am woman, right? So I hear that song roaring in my head. But, and actually, if anybody's a Sex in the City fan and um, saw the movie when the girls were in Abu Dhabi and I Am Woman came on, that's usually how I feel. I just want to scream it and shout it. Um, but I also know that being woman, um, I can do a lot, mainly because I've had to, but I've been fiercely independent since I was little, and I wanted to do things on my own. Another song that just popped into my head from Fame, in case you need to know, Out There on Your Own. Um, and I, but as I age, become more filled with wisdom, I recognize that there's no weakness in asking for help. There's no weakness in saying, geez, I can't do this. Could you help me? For the longest time, I felt it was a weakness. And I know that's true for some of you because a lot of you don't like to ask for help, whether it's financial or experiential or on the channel for setting stuff up. It's all I see is the word crap. Hang on, I got to put my eyeglasses back on. I feel best when I am creating. It's my safe space. And I believe that, Mish. And you create so many things for so many people plus yourself that it's your talent. it is it's your superpower. Karen says, my memory is bizarre. I remember tiny details from history, but short term is starting to suffer. So, Karen, no judgment, but are you saying that Star Trek is history? um, Crumble. Um, so, anyway. All right. So I don't want to force people in the chat to communicate, but for me, when I think about the gardens, right, and I think about where a flower blooms early or late or imperfectly, because I have some puppies that think Mama created another place for me to tinkle on the flowers, and then hops in. Um, it's it's imperfect, but it's very intelligent. When we blossom, when we burst out of the earth, and then we pop into who we're supposed to be, that's amazing. It's intelligence and it's intelligent. Ooh, apparently I can't say that 3 times fast. Hold please. I mean, in some ways I was always a late bloomer, and in other ways I just zoomed through life. And I don't know if anybody else has that kind of experience. And some people just came out knowing shit. Um, and so I think can pull out some journaling prompts that I'm going to, but one of the things that popped into my mind is, am I releasing a belief that I'm not enough? And I really hope I'm releasing that belief, because I am enough. I'm enough as who I am. I'm enough being the sassy pants that I am most days. I'm enough with the songs that I create in my head that I wish I could remember so I could have Mish put them into songs. Um, and so, yeah. Um, Ben says, yeah, I feel that too, Karen. I used to have a near photographic memory. Now, who am I again? You guys. Oh, don't make fun of Moses. I love Moses. Charlton Heston was my Moses. Anybody who comes in to play Moses after that, there have been a couple, I respect them as actors. They're not Charlton Heston. But that's generational, right? Although I will say that I think it was Robert Powell played Jesus Christ in The Greatest Story Ever Told, I think. I might be wrong on that title. But ever since Jonathan Rumi came out playing Jesus, that's my man. Thank God it's just a character and not a real guy. But I would like to just challenge people by saying being, blossoming, coming out of the dark. Another song. It's not isolated, right? And so when we think about, Cromwell says, zoom through life. That is what I did most of the time. I only did what I wanted. I only did what I wanted to do. Is that a bad thing? I don't think that's a bad thing. Is it a bad thing? I mean, maybe if it excludes you from having others around you, but I almost wish that I was more confident, and I'm not sure that's the right word, but I wish I was more confident to do the things that I wanted to do. I, I would be further ahead. So, whatever gave you the confidence to just do whatever the hell you wanted to do, I mean, as long as it's not hurting anybody, I always took into consideration the impact on other people. And my saying no most of the time caused huge issues. Just saying. Um, so I just want to get back to the chat. Make sure Charlton Heston was the best Moses in history, just like Yul Brenner. Oh, the king of Siam. Yes, but the other guy was also really good, Karen, with Jodie Foster. Oh, what is his name? Was it that Chow Yun Fat? No. Yes, it was Chow Yun Fat. Well, loved both of them. But yes, Yul Brenner. But Yul Brenner also in Moses, you couldn't have a stronger male lead. Those two men balanced each other with strength. I loved it. There's so many little hidden gems in that movie. But was it 1956? It may have been 1956. I was not born, but I know. He oozed it more even than John Wayne. There was this effervescence about his how he carried himself. And even when he was in interviews. Now, I don't know if he always that was who he was or he was always putting on his character facade. I know very little about him, and there's very little dirt that's ever popped up about him, believe it or not. And that voice melted me like butter. Kinda like, oh, who's the other one that just makes me meow? Um, I can picture him. I can picture him. He's got this sultry voice. Oh my word. Barry White, the singer Barry White. Oh, just melts my heart. I don't even care what the man sang. Don't. All right, Soylent Green was 1973. Now I have to look who that is. Soylent Green, 1973. Okay, hold on. I'm getting there. What's that? What are you talking about? Oh, that was a movie. A dystopian sci-fi thriller set in an overpopulated, resource-depleted 2022 New York. Oh, I'm so gonna watch that, Ben. Thank you for sharing. I am so gonna watch that. The other movie that I love that's sort of not really about overpopulation, but what was it? Russ Plinkin, something Plinkin, with Kurt Russell. Oh, another good one. Cromel says, I took only jobs for as long as I like them. For the rest, I traveled wherever I wanted to travel as long as yeah, I think that's amazing. I really do. I think that there is a freedom, and I don't know if that was inherent, if it came from your family. Um, I grew up kind of always afraid. That was the thing. And we talked about this, I think, last time or the time before, right? That or no, it was on The Village. You didn't hitchhike. I had so many fears about hitchhiking that if someone pulled over, I literally would either cross the street or I would step far enough back because my father always said to me they could grab you and pull you in. So I'd step further away. So if someone was asking me for directions, it was going to be from arm's length away. I grew up in fear. I grew up people would hurt you. And P.S., it was a life lessons. I don't know if it was projected into me or I put myself into those situations. So I wish I had learned earlier on that I could be, oh, I know you're my first, you're my last, you're my everything. Do, 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 do. And again, that's another good song that they used to play on Ally McBeal. Oh, God. And the actor who used to, what's his name? Well, he was a little dweeby actor who I loved. And anytime this song came on, everybody's shoulders went up and down. He's amazing. Just melted like butter. Butter. He'd make me write a bad check, if you know what I mean. Karen says, some people were totally shocked that I would ever quit a job, move to another state without having a job lined up. I never had a job. Wow. So I'd be one of those that's impressed. I hung on. And this is where value comes in. I didn't think I was valuable enough unless I already had a job, and I would never move states. I stayed when I got to Massachusetts, I did not leave it to work any or live anywhere else. Massachusetts. I left New York rural, and yeah, I but I also felt the energy in Massachusetts was for me. But to quit a job, because I live paycheck to paycheck all the time, and that doesn't mean you didn't also. I was always afraid nobody would want me. I always thought they're going to know I'm a fraud and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was very fortunate. A lot of my career choices or paths were because managers liked me and they knew I'd work like a dog for them, and I did. And I learned the jobs quickly and I did them well, and I would climb and climb and climb. And it was not until later in life where I encountered cruelty in management. So I have to say, I was truly blessed early on with managers that either encouraged or ignored me, one of the two. But the ones that were cruel and took a lot. I mean, I always tried to be a better person. And behind the scenes, I'm like, I hope you, and I would say what I hoped would happen to them. I wanted them to all be knocked off their faux pedestals because they all thought that their shit didn't stink. And I'm like, you stink more than anybody else. And I don't know whatever happened to them. And I don't inquire. I don't look, I don't care. And I don't care. And I don't reach out to people that may or may not know what happened to them. I actually disconnected from a lot of people and they disconnected from me. If you don't add value to my everyday, I don't need you anymore. And I don't need the gossip that goes with it because gossip can be hurtful. And I don't want to be talked about by them either. So you don't know anything about me unless you're on Facebook, and I don't really put very much out, or you join my YouTube channel. Here you pretty much know everything. Mish deleted something. Ben, Karen, yeah, I was the same way. Only had one lined up, like once out of 13 jobs. Ben, wow. Yeah, well, I never moved. I have only lived in Arizona. Yep. I always lived in Arizona, different cities. Was Ben-Hur the one with I am Spartacus? No, I am Spartacus. Ben-Hur, Spartacus. I don't remember now. I want to say yes, but no, it was the movie Spartacus. So it was not. And that was with the other hunk of Vernon Love, although he didn't really do too much for me, but Kirk Douglas. I have lived in California twice, Arizona once, Missouri once, Wisconsin briefly, Colorado 6 times, Ecuador. Ooh. In Carnesville. I don't know. I only saw Ben-Hur once. It wasn't. It was Spartacus. And there's been a couple of times where I've used that line, I am Spartacus. And a couple of my friends would be like, no, I'm Spartacus. We did it in fun, but we wanted to prove that we had each other's back. And that was a long time ago, though. I am Spartacus. They ended up dead anyway because it was all based in faith. So we're getting close to the end of the hour. I need to get my brain back to what we were talking about. Blossoming. Sorry. Oh my God. Woo, Lordy. So, in January, we talked about grounding, right? So if we think about January taught us how to root, right? How to get grounded, how to get into the earth. You know, blossoming without grounding is just burnout in disguise. And I had to learn that myself. So these are my experiences. When we talked in February about opening, sort of the heart softens. And that's only because February was nominated as the love month. Maybe somebody just needed to, spark up February because it was so dreary. And so they created this holiday. Um, but it was really about connection and love and receptivity, right? You're receptive to things. How does this connect with blossoming? Well, think about it. The blossom is an open expression of who we are, right? At least in my opinion. And also, it's about being vulnerable in my humble opinion. Blossoming, it's sort of like every little bit. Now I'm getting a song lyrics in my head. Every little bit of growth, every little bit of poking out of the earth, poking out of our own cocoons really leads us to this connection that I'm going for. And when we think about clearing, I think about pruning, right? I'm nipping and tucking all the things that, we talked about old beliefs that don't hold true anymore, the energy that might be stagnant. Um, and so I think of it as if we go back to the gardening metaphor, pruning. We're nipping and tucking and snipping away those things that don't serve us so that we're prepared for what's coming next, creating this space. And when we talked about April and being this emergence, right? This first sign of life from the winter, at least in the north and east parts of the world, um where it's winters are harsh. I can't comment on California. I've never been, and I don't know the weather patterns, only that they're beautiful, and Scotty's not in the chat to share about California. But um regardless, wherever you live, that you have not the same seasons as I have, when you start to break through the soil and there's that first flicker of green, it is like this tender emergence of, hi, I'm here, I'm coming out, get ready. And then there's May, and we just come forward. So that's kind of where I was going. Karen says, and then the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was greater than the risk it took to bloom. Anais Nin. Yeah, I love seasons. Colorado does have seasons. It used to have more seasons. I mean, you guys had no bloody snow this year. That's a crime. But so I just, as we embark on May, my favorite month, um, I just want us to be more intentional about allowing ourselves to come out. And again, there's a song popping in. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm not going to sing it because I'm going to change the words again, but you all know the song. Was that I'm coming? Is that Gloria Gaynor? No. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gonna who sang it? All right, now I got to look it up because I don't remember. Oh, Diana Ross. It was Diana Ross. Go figure. I should remember that, but I don't. But wow. I like only two seasons, spring and summer. The other two, blah. I'm I'm a stick in the mud. No, you're not a stick in the mud. Look, winter is hard. It's gloomy, it's dreary. Um, the reason that I think I've liked winter in general is because I got to hunker down. And especially since 2016 when my mom died and then I lost my job and then I had my heart attack and I haven't been able to work. I use that as an opportunity to sort of regroup and to heal. As we know, I'm loving the spring. Summer's not my favorite. It's too hot for this girl, but I do still enjoy the light and I do in general enjoy the warmth. I don't like heat. And the fall is one of my favorite because I'm preparing for what's to come and I'm reaping the benefits of all my garden harvest. And I get to plan. And yes, there are holidays. Back in the day, I loved it. From September, October, and November and December, with all the holidays, it was just joyful. All the summer festivals ending in September in my neck of the woods. Um, October and the preparation for Halloween and all the pumpkins and squash and all that kind of stuff and the corn stalks, yada, 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 yada. And then November wasn't as huge a month for me after my mom died, but Thanksgiving was fun for us because we did all the non traditional things. We were lobster girls on Thanksgiving. And then Christmas. And my mom adored Christmas. She loved Christmas. I loved Christmas. I loved hosting all my Jewish friends for Christmas because it wasn't about a religious thing, it was about a celebration of friends and food. So fall for me was it's pretty magical. Winter's tough. I'm not going to lie. January, February, March, they're hard months. Um, but I'm also go by, the amount of light that's in the world. And I think when we look out there and we see the political upheaval that is going on, and this is why I don't have an Uzi, because I would be annihilating people. I could just see me now. Um, I would be some kind of road warrior for sure. Um, because there's too many stupid people. They're doing stupid things and they're hurting the people, but they don't give a shit about the people. So the anger comes out. See, I'm feeling my blood pressure get high. So I just want to shh. Oktoberfest in Germany. Yeah, I can imagine. Have I shared that I've been to Germany once briefly? After I went to Amsterdam, my friend left her kid. Did she leave her kids with her husband? And we got on the train and went to, oh shoot, where did we go in Germany? All I know is I had my second real beer. And when you ask and you get a beer, ladies and gentlemen, it does not come in this size. It comes in this size. And they kept coming back to see if I wanted another. I'm like, I haven't finished this freaking one yet. But on the food, there's not, I mean, heavy, rich German food. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I would go back because I don't feel like I got to see Germany very much. I'd go back to Amsterdam because I didn't feel like I got to see it very well. But I also fantasy wanted to live in Amsterdam because I thought they're my kind of people. It was just open and everyone was friendly that I met. Um, and it just, yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a crazy girl. And there are so many European countries that I haven't been to. I'd love to go to Austria. I'd like to go and do my Sound of Music twirl. Um, and there are so many other places, but the likelihood is slim, and not because I couldn't somehow eventually find a way to financially do it. I could go into credit card debt for who cares. And please don't shame me, don't think I could be away from my dogs for that long. I think 2 nights, 3 nights maybe is max. When I went to Arizona for a retreat, when I first moved into this apartment, and I was gone for 10 days. Now, I had just gotten the puppies. My poor brother every day had to send me videos. He had to give me updates. I literally was so attached. There's so much therapy for me. I know it's not normal. It's a little abnormal. My affection for these freaking dogs and my kitty cat. Um, but to leave them for an extended period of time to go abroad, even if it's Italy, I would have a very difficult time. I really would. So I don't know if is it worth it to make the trip? Don't know. But I still have time. Miracles can happen. All right, let me just check the da, 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 da. Richard says, sorry, the song that pops into my head with those lyrics is Get This Party Started by Pink. Another great tune and another great singer. I love her. The moment I wake up before I put on my bed, Ben, only you. The moment he wakes up, everybody, before he puts on his makeup, I say a little prayer for you. Um, that was a great song. Um, yeah, but Dionne Warwick really bursted out that song. She made that famous. Um, that made me think of Mongolia. They work hard all summer in preparation for winter. Winter, they go and take it easy. Okay. I want to go full John Connor. Yeah, I know. Ben, hook me up, man. Um, I have only been in the airport in Frankfurt, my least favorite airport. Oh, well, I can't speak to that. Didn't get to step outside the airport, so it doesn't count. Carmel says, I have been to all European countries and the US, Canada, Morocco, I don't know where that is, Tunisia, Cuba, Brazil. Wow. You have the life of Riley. I don't know who Riley is, but you've got the life of him. But I actually have to look up where this other place is because I don't know where that is. Am I spelling it wrong? I think I'm spelling it wrong. How'd you spell it? Maro. Okay. Is that in Japan? Marokk. Oh, oh, it's in Lagos. Is that true? Lagos? Wow. Holy moly. Holy moly guacamole. Now, was that all for work, fun, music? I'd be curious. No, there's a place in Lagos called Morocco, not Morocco. I don't know if that's what you meant. I don't know if he meant Morocco or this place in Lagos. Um, but regardless, both of those places, fun and vacation. Wow, Cromel. Yeah, a lot of fun. I bet you took a lot of great pictures. I don't know if you have photo albums of them or not. Oh, Morocco. Okay. Well, I looked up that other places in Lagos if you ever wanted to pick up and go. Morocco is another one of those magical, mystical places that I'm terrified of, but would love to go. Um, and and that just comes from ignorance of the culture. And I do remember, and that oh my gosh, we're over time. I'll tell this quick story. So my cousin was a badass cop in New York. She and a friend went to Egypt. She's like, they got off the plane and the men there were pigs grabbing at them as women that were American. She's like, she scared me so much I never want to go to those countries. She's like, and they're badass cops. They could take you down, but they were afraid because they didn't know where the hell they'd end up. So I'm gonna have to talk to her one of these days about it again. But she talk about badass. Love her. Anyway, guys, so this is May. We're here. It's a new month. Yes, see, as soon as I said that, the dog knew that we were going to be getting up and they're going to go for their walk. So thank you all for being here. You really do fill my cup. And I'm so happy that you showed up. So have a great day. Hold on. Karen says, oh my God, I loved Egypt and the men. They were fully, well, she had stories, sister. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was the time of year she went. Maybe it was the year she went. I don't know. Um, I will investigate though and let you know. So I just, hang on. I want to fix this. So, oh, I shaked the computer. I shook the computer. Guys, thank you for being here. Power to the people. Have a great couple of days. I'll see you on Thursday. I'm uh, on the fence of whether or not I'll be here because Friday I leave to go out of town. So I don't know if I'll be coordinated enough to do everything in preparation for leaving for Friday, but you will one way or another hear from me. So, as always, with love, with light, with healing, with compassion, with joy, sprinkled with lots of laughter and giggles. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see you next time. Be well. I'm sure I'll see you on some of the other streams. And yeah, mwah, be blessed until next time. Love you guys.